And a good Monday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining for this weather forecast. We are looking toward tomorrow to see what the weather's going to bring. This is sponsored by Airtight Construction. All right, so temperatures this evening are hanging in the mid to upper 70s in a lot of spots, and not really going to change too much in the overnight hours. Got a lot of cloud cover out there. It's going to be hanging around. Cloud cover to start off tomorrow, and honestly, clouds will be sticking around for a lot of tomorrow. So the highs might stay in the 80s across a lot of the Gulf Coast, and it's really going to depend on when the rainfall happens, if you get the rainfall, the cloud cover. So it's going to be variable across a lot of the region. That's going to be over in southeast Texas, southeast Louisiana, over toward the Florida Panhandle. Now, tomorrow is going to be an interesting one because the rain chances are high for a lot of us again, but the timing is what's going to be interesting. Now, taking a look at our flash flood risk zones for tomorrow, most of the Gulf Coast is in the green, what's called marginal. That would be one of the lower risks than we had for today. Yellow areas over in Houston's a little bit higher. That's the slight risk. And then I've been mentioning on the page, this area over here is west of San Antonio, not technically on the Gulf Coast, but if you do have friends and family over there, please let them know about this. Flash flooding risk is higher over there. The river flooding potential in those areas, I'm a little concerned about that. So definitely keeping that in mind if you do have some friends and family in that area. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at the chance for storms, right? Across a lot of the Gulf Coast, the entire region. Where they fall, really impossible to know right now. But again, if it does park over the same area, you could see some flash flooding concerns. Now, looking at some of the modeling here, this is 10 p.m., so around where we are right now. Now, as we push this forward a little bit, watch what happens as we go into the overnight hours. So this is around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So in the overnight hours, and this model is indicating some blow-ups happening here just offshore. This would be just offshore the Texas coast, southwest Louisiana area. This would be around 4 a.m. And as you push this forward a little bit more, watch here. So this is around 6 a.m. And now that's showing some pretty big convection there just offshore. Now, will it be offshore or will it be a little bit more to the north? That's the little, details we don't really know right now. But, as you do push this a little bit forward into tomorrow, late morning, this would show, if this model would verify, this would show a lot of the action taking place south of the coast, which could actually rob some of the inland areas of seeing the stronger storms. This actually would be a decent setup for us, where if we can keep this the worst of the stuff offshore, that would actually be better and might minimize some of the flash flooding that would happen inland. Now, this is the HRR model, the same kind of the radar that we were looking at. We were looking at the infrared. This is the radar. And what we were looking at just now, see where the convection was popping on the infrared, that's where the rainfall is showing up on this model. This would be around 6 a.m. and showing some pretty heavy rain around Houston, southwest Louisiana, even happening a little bit inland. So keep that in mind. The rains tomorrow might actually start pretty early, from 4 a.m. to maybe 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning. All right, so do keep that in mind. If you do have a morning commute, you're going to be driving southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana, it might be a little rainy tomorrow morning. All right, and then we push this forward here. Now, look, just when we're looking at the infrared, look at most of the moisture saying, well, maybe it'll happen offshore. Will it? That would be the best case scenario. So that's something to keep in mind as we push through tomorrow. We'll see if that rain does set up a little farther south. Maybe it'll rob some of the inland areas of some of the storms. But if you're over around Houston, and look at the radar model, the potential to see some heavy rainfall there, late morning, early afternoon, and then of course the areas I mentioned over there west of San Antonio, the river flooding potential, we got to keep a close eye on those areas as well. So that's a look at the rainfall potential. I did want to touch on the tropics right now. A lot of chatter. I've been talking about it a little bit on the page. Here's where I'll leave it with that. As we go into Friday, Saturday, this is the AI GFS model. The Euro was kind of showing a little bit, similar. It's showing some sort of low pressure area trying to form, maybe in the eastern Gulf. That's all you got to really know at this point. Maybe some lowering of pressures here. Maybe some rainfall chances increasing along the Florida Panhandle, Florida Peninsula over here. That's really all I'll say about it right now. It's just something to watch. We'll see what happens as this week evolves. Nothing to concern yourself with at this point. Just something to monitor. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining for this forecast. I hope everyone has a good rest of your night. And I will post radar shots as we go into the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Have a good evening, everyone.